Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the Dallas Cowboys are in big trouble, bro. I've been covering a whole bunch of Cowboys news as of lately, bro. It's just been a whole bunch of shit going on with them, bro. But let's go ahead and check this out.
I am accountable for our results. The lens we
Jerry Jones sticking with head coach Mike McCarthy.
Is holistic.
Shit, if y'all don't make a deep playoff run this year, his ass gone.
Sunday's stunning loss.
I would hope so.
Throughout the offseason, we made plenty of content.
I think Jerry Jones need to be gone as well, bro. Because as long as Jerry Jones is in the, you know what I'm saying, the front office and shit, Dallas is not going to sniff anywhere near the Super Bowl, bro.
Typically, when we discuss why they're collectively screwed, it has a lot to do with the fact that they still haven't paid CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, or Dak Prescott, and they're just letting the market inflate more and more. But now we have a completely new angle.
All thanks to Jerry Jones.
As their head coach is getting annoyed with Jerry Jones. So we have a lot to discuss, man. Before we get to the content, we're giving away multiple copies of College Football 25 on my.
Oh yeah, they got some new College Football 25 news coming out tomorrow, bro. Like a deep dive and shit. I'm definitely cover that. W intro though.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
I like that Lakers
What's going
jersey.
on, everybody? The Dallas Cowboys are in a load of trouble. We've discussed this multiple times throughout the offseason, primarily because they have 3 players at the top of their positions that are due for contract extensions. And for some reason, the Cowboys like to do this thing where they're the last person to pay their players. I mean, I don't know.
That's why they're in a hole right now with
The
Dak.
salary cap is just blowing up more and more. Owners are discussing the fact that maybe quarterback should have a separate salary cap. But in this particular instance, the Cowboys...
I ain't to go lie, bro. That's a smart idea. I think that should be as well. Because the QB market is just outraged right now.
But to extend Dak Prescott, considering the fact that his contract is backloaded and it'll collectively screw over the Cowboys whether he stays on the team or decides to move on. In our last video, we highlighted that the only crazy thing that the Cowboys might be trying to aim for is drafting Shedeur Sanders. But the thing is, I understand
if they draft Shedeur Sanders, bro, the Dallas Cowboys are already hated enough. Adding Shedeur Sanders would just light the fuel to the fire, bro, even more, because people are already hating Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders. So, I mean, that might be a perfect fit for him. You know what I'm saying? But, yo.
But if you take a look at him statistically, he is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, the man
in the regular season, he is. Postseason, not so much, gang.
Over 4,500 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Believe it or not, he was runner-up for NFL MVP last year. So chances are he's going to be commanding a huge contract extension very, very soon. And unfortunately, the Cowboys decided to wait as long as they possibly could, to the point where they let Trevor Lawrence's contract beat out Dak Prescott.
Crazy.
They let Jared Goff's contract beat out Dak Prescott's. Dak isn't going to accept the same amount of money as Jared Goff at this point. No, he has a very legitimate claim to completely resetting the quarterback market. CeeDee Lamb has a very legitimate claim to reset.
He's not made it to a championship game his whole entire career, bro.
$35 million a year annually. And through it all, there's just been one common denominator for the Dallas Cowboys and their boneheaded decision making. It's none other than Jerry Jones. The same person that decided
that's gonna be my title right there. Jerry Jones screwing over the Cowboys.
History. And this isn't anything new for Dallas Cowboy fans. I mean, we've been fed up with Jerry Jones's Jerryisms all throughout the entire lifespan of our fandom. I mean, just this past year, he claimed that the Cowboys are all in.
How do we feel about?
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking about that. That nigga must have been going through Alzheimer's or something, gang. Because I don't know what the fuck he meant by all in. I know he didn't mean by just signing Zeke.
And we're all in with this draft. And
for their version of all,
why didn't y'all draft a running back?
The Washington Commanders,
come on now.
Their players, the Philadelphia Eagles made intelligent decisions in extending AJ Brown and Devontae
like
Smith.
Everybody in their division got better except for them.
Back in the entire free agency pool, while the Cowboys just sat pat, watched all their players disappear, and signed Eric.
Shit, hell, the Commanders might do better than them this year. That's not even a stretch, gang.
The Cowboys did little to anything to improve their roster. For the most part, we're seeing the same team return next year, only Dan Quinn is no longer our defensive coordinator. He is the head coach of the Washington Commanders. And there's still a question of who Stephon Gilmore is going to sign with. With that being said,
he's probably taking his time, bro.
Brand new entry into the Dallas Cowboys drama.
I'm surprised Justin Simmons is still a free agent.
From the moment Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys, he made a very bold decision, firing longtime legendary coach Tom Landry in favor for his buddy Jimmy Johnson. Luckily for Jerry Jones, this one decision completely
Oh yeah, he's
altered his legacy. Jimmy
he be
Johnson
doing like the
pushed
analyst shit
Dallas
on CBS, right?
Cowboys into one of
CBS
the
or Fox,
biggest
one of them.
powerhouses of the 1990s. And then Jerry Jones had to run his mouth and say that anyone could have coached this team to a Super Bowl. And I guess he kind of proved his point, because eventually Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones would split up because Jerry Jones would micromanage Jimmy Johnson, and Jerry Jones thought that anyone could coach the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. So this is when Jones decided to bring in his very first yes man, Barry Switzer. And don't get me wrong, Barry Switzer was able to win a Super Bowl with the Cowboys, but they would famously not even reach the NFC Championship game following their Super Bowl 30 victory. And you began to see a bit of a trend, and I like to call this the curse of Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones would always flip-flop between bringing in a yes man, like, I don't know, Dave Campo from 2000 to 2002, to bringing in a blue chip head coach like Bill Parcells in 2003. But the blue chip head coach typically wouldn't want to work with Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones was so controlling. After Bill Parcells, we'd get Wade Phillips, and Wade Phillips was solid until that one season he started out 1-6, and then we got our ultimate yes man, Jason Garrett. When Jason Garrett was fired, Jerry Jones decided to bring in
he had his ups and downs.
Mike McCarthy didn't really have the greatest reputation when he took the Cowboys job, primarily because of the hit piece that was created on him from Bleacher Report.
What the fuck? Hell no. Never do that shit again.
But I have to admit, Mike McCarthy plus Dak Prescott made for some incredible football. I mean, Dak Prescott was already a prolific quarterback, but in year one with Mike McCarthy,
I ain't gonna lie though, Mike McCarthy did make Dak better QB though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll give him that.
And he did have the most interceptions in the NFL and threw for 23 touchdowns. But this past year, he had his best season to date, finishing as runner-up in MVP voting. You can say what you want about Mike McCarthy. Of course, the way the Cowboys went out was so disappointing and so sad. And whenever you hear this excuse that they were just gassed and tired,
who's burnt out, man? Long season. Throughout the season, the legs get tired.
It obviously would piss off any fan. But now,
why ain't try to get the 1 seed then, huh?
And it's been consistent with everything.
I feel like they could have got the 1 seed if they didn't get blown out by the Niners.
Up until this point, according to Tyler Dunn, it seems like Mike McCarthy's and Jerry Jones's relationship is as shaky as we all might think. Now, this is very surprising because there are rumors that the Cowboys were looking at Bill Belichick as a head coach so they can upgrade from Mike
That would have been a huge upgrade over Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Jerry Jones doesn't like paying coaches to not coach for him, so he wasn't willing to move on from Mike McCarthy just so they could bring on Bill Belichick. But Tyler Dunn mentions that multiple people high up in the Cowboys organization indicate that current players are more concerned about Jerry Jones than McCarthy, the head coach. They know Jones can undermine McCarthy at any moment. So that means you can get a talented team like they've had, but they're going to underachieve when the coaches can't influence the players the way they need to. Another personnel man says that he's doing it the best he can. Some of the people I've talked to have said that he's getting fed up with it a little bit. And finally, one executive mentions that you've hired him for a reason. You believed in what their philosophy was. Let him execute the philosophy. If it doesn't work, then you move on from him. But when you're meddling and you're not telling the personnel people who to draft and who to sign, but you're also influencing what plays are called and things like that, it's just going to hurt what's going on. 2024 is a huge year for the Cowboys. I've said it multiple times on this channel, I'm not going to be surprised if the Cowboys don't even make it to the wild card this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they point the blame finger at Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. And I wouldn't be surprised if they moved on from Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. But the thing that's frustrating,
I feel like that's definitely what's going to happen after this season. I know Dak has got to be gone, like, in general after this season, bro.
His contract so much, you're still going to incur a significant dead cap.
If they want to keep some of their franchise guys like Parsons and CeeDee Lamb and just draft Dak's replacement, they're just going to have to let Dak go, bro. And like, they're the dumbasses that signed his contract where he got no trade clause, bro. Like, come on now.
Weaker team.
Yeah, it was y'all fault.
Because you're so cap strapped from backloading Dak's contract. So the only choice you really had up until this point is extending.
Thank Jerry
Dak,
Jones for that
it's
shit,
a bad
bro.
Choice at all, but you keep waiting too long, and these millions are adding up. I mean, if you extended him in March, you could have possibly matched Justin Herbert's contract and paid him $52 million.
Is Dak worth Justin Herbert money?
For a little bit, but at least you're not going to have to pony up $60 million
I don't know.
a year annually. And the same could have been said
I'll
about
leave it up to
CeeDee
y'all.
Lamb. If you paid him in March, you could have probably got away with paying him like $31 million a year annually. But now Justin Jefferson got paid $35 million a year annually, so maybe the Cowboys have to match that or pay CD $34 a year annually. It's just a lot of the decisions that are being made here don't make a lot of sense. And Jerry Jones's ex-head coaches have a history of being undermined, so this is all believable. But hey, at least we got Ezekiel Elliott back, and guess what? If you want to support Ezekiel Elliott, he's wearing number 15 now, so throw away those number 21 jerseys. I'm sure this is not a ploy to boost up jersey sales.
Bro, niggas is not finna buy new Ezekiel Elliott jerseys. They finna write 1-5 on the back of that motherfucker.
To be a Dallas Cowboy fan, and
Motherfuckers is not
real
buying a
at the
washed
end
up
of the tunnel
Ezekiel
I can
Elliott
see
jersey.
here is
Come on
something
now.
that's unprecedented, and that's trading Dak Prescott, but you have to get him to agree to a no trade clause, which means that he gets to pick his next team, and you're probably going to get late round picks in return for Dak.
I mean, he might go to the Raiders. That's what I've heard a lot of him being traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. That would be a great fit, but you know what I'm saying? They already got Gardner Minshew. I feel like Gardner Minshew would be able to make the Raiders, you know what I'm saying?
I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
What's the fucking word, bro? Big though, like at least really good, bro. But hey, I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. I just think, bro, they just need to restart from scratch, bro. Get rid of Jerry Jones, get rid of Mike McCarthy, get rid of Dak Prescott, and just start all over. Because what's going on now, bro? As long as Jerry Jones is in office, the Cowboys are never gonna see another Super Bowl. Like that. That's just facts at this point. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notify whenever I drop another banger video. One road to 300 subs. Help me get the more banger NFL content like this. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang.